Welcome to the Game of Risk, everyone. I'm your host, OliveXC, a top player at this game, and today we are doing Tutor Tuesday, where I review a subscriber game and help them and you, the viewer, get better at the game of Risk. And guys, we hit the 1-year anniversary of this series, and what better way to do that than to review the most famous Risk game of all time? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am reviewing the Kill Pete Strategies famous round 1 of the Risk Free-for-All World Championships. Obviously, as you guys can see, his camera is way bigger than me. We're going to be turning ourselves off here to show off Pete and how amazing this game is right here. As I look at the position on the board, we notice that there are blizzards, right? So we have two very impactful blizzards here and here. This essentially makes North America a crazy 1-point honeypot right here. Pete is recognizing this, and they are going for the bonus right away. Now, when we look at our opponents, it looks like right now Black is going for Africa. It is undetermined who's going for South America. Orange looks like they're going for Australia. Pink looks like White's going for Europe. And the green player is a bot this game. Overall, on the first turn, you always want to be identifying the continent or bonus you want to be going for. And I think everyone did that well, except for the yellow player, as Pete does his tummy smacks. Oh, Pete's cat is so cute. All right, but in all seriousness, I think everyone did a good well defining their bonus, right? Like Black going for this corner of the board, Orange going for this corner, Pete going for this corner, White going for the center. The only one I felt like who doesn't really define themselves well is Asylum. You know, that's the yellow player in this game. You notice they kind of place their troops evenly all throughout the board. This was not very good, as it did not really allow them to be in a position to really fight for a continent. And your first turn is the most important, right? Where you set the tone for what you want to do. And because Pete failed to take that, or Asylum failed to take that tone, made him in a tough spot. Now you'll notice here on the second turn, what Pete is trying to do is a technique called signaling. He is trying to ask the White player to move somewhere so Pete can go off of his 5 into his 3, fortify his position while continuing to get cards for himself. It's also beneficial to the White player as they're going to be able to get their bonus. However, White's in no position really to be doing that. If they were to go into Afghanistan, right? Well, they're no longer really making a position for the bonus. So I think it makes sense for them to wait as, wow, Orange aggressively rolls down Asylum. Yeah, yellow player's in a tough spot this game. It goes to show you how good first initial moves are. So I think, unfortunately, Pete is going to lose his position here. And unfortunately, while Pete is going for the strongest bonus of North America, many other players are as well. Plus, you have like 9 bot territory troops. So finding a way to break through that is going to be so challenging. White's also doubling down on the position. If I was Pete, you see he's attacking the bot right now. He's trying to clear out the bot and make it less likely for the bot to hit cards. I can understand that. I could also possibly see taking a card off of the 5. Again, I think that's a good move by Pete. Yellow now, you can see they're trying to make a move for South America. But since on the first turn, they failed to really place all of their troops there, they are not really able to hold it, right? Like if they took South America the next turn and they had an 8 guarding, Black, who will probably have 4 cards at that time in a likely set, just clears them out. And yellow doesn't really have a way to reasonably retaliate against them. So I would ultimately put the Black in the best spot right now, because Black has, I think, a very good continent. It's just about how they kind of play it out, especially if they eventually clear out Asylum. And ooh, this is aggressive. I feel like Black is playing with fire here. As you see, a huge resub by Pete. Yeah, I'll talk about these resubs and like things like later on in this episode. But Black here, I feel like they're kind of risking it a bit right now, because if they do not have a set on 4 or the yellow players are set on 3, they're just going to slam Black, right? Or just place everything down, just make a very tough situation. Looks like, thankfully, Asylum does not, but still, very tough spot. Very risky, but hey, risk is the name of the game. And you can see as well, Pete's trying to give the white player to move so they can get out. But again, I don't think there's any reason for white to be doing that at all. This is a tournament, right? So the level of play here is relatively high. People here have been playing this game for a while, and they know enough about the game to understand that there's a competitive scene out there. But that's what makes the videos like this famous, right? When people are going out, taking cards, growing in this game. All these players here are part of something famous right here. The game of Pete. So you don't necessarily have to be a good neighbor because you know that everyone is playing for the win. People are also careful of attacking because of the bounty system that's in play. In tournament style, you get points when you eliminate other players, and a player gets 3 points for every kill that they obtain within a game. So this is a pretty good position now for Black, because Black, as I thought, did trade in, and they correctly eliminated Yellow's position. Because Yellow wasn't fighting for 1 bonus, they're unable to take it. Now Pete trades in. Now, a lot of people may be thinking Pete should just be attacking and taking North America, but there's too many troops. One thing Pete could have done was clear out the bot, potentially, but if Asylum had it to trade and Pete got too weak, Asylum could have made a position for North America. Like, if I'm Asylum right here, what I would do is I would have placed everything down in North America, and I would have dared Pete to hit him. You see Asylum's just playing like a multi-positional game, and you can see Pete's expression on his face. He's so worried right now because green bot placed here. Whenever you have a very large stack next to a green bot, or any bot for that matter, they tend to gravitate towards those big stacks. So that was a risk of leaving those troops there. Now Pete has to make it even harder to get a bonus. But now that people are establishing their positions and getting bonuses, it's only going to be a matter of time until Black gets their bonus of Africa and is successfully able to hold it, getting like a nice 5-point bonus. Orange having a nice corner right here of Australia. White is in a bit of a tough spot though, because I feel like there wasn't a lot of very good bot manipulation this game. People were so focused on their own position and not really hitting the bot, and now the bot's kind of entrenched in this corner of the board. It's making Yorp a very challenging play, as well as making holding even North America a challenging play. It's why I personally play with neutral bots, because of how tough these bots are to deal with. But because of this, we're now getting very close to a stalemate scenario, but Pete still has to find a way to break through and take North America. So the question is, does he take it now or does he wait? Black, by the way, making an incredible move right here. Honestly, Black's played almost a perfect game. I love what Black has been doing. The Black player is going for Africa here. And I think they can hold it now. Yes, they go and they take the bonus, and they're defending it well. You have to defend it well because there are bots. I also love that they just have like a little 5-stack here. So in case Orange wants to be an aggressive Australian, they only lose a very small number of troops here. Honestly, the Black player has done an incredible job this game. Pete now has to make the choice of, do they go and take the bonus? Well, no, in this case, they're continuing to wait. I like this move from Pete. He's making a risk that the 11 won't expand, that the bot does not have a set on 3, that Asylum won't go back into the bonus. Like, if I was Asylum, I just would have placed all my troops there and just dared Pete to potentially do something. But Asylum's also in a tough spot himself, because he tried playing this multi-positional game. The yellow players now put him in a spot where they're defending against the bot and also trying to defend the spot here. They've just been kind of moving around and crazy stuff has been going on this entire time. But now if I'm black and I'm orange, who I think are in the best spots in this game, I really try to take one card per turn and just try to build up my advantage. And try to potentially eliminate one of the weaker players, in this case the white player or the yellow player. Pete, you can't kill because he's too well spread out. Now white does something interesting like taking a couple of cards here, because you know that Pete's going for it, and Pete as well, he decides not to attack the bot. That's so risky. That is so risky of Pete. I feel like he should have done it. But again, he's so worried, like, does white, like, if he attacks the bot, white maybe goes in and then knocks out Pete. This honeypot strategy is so risky, and everything is so tough, but the bot does not have a set on 4. So Pete can make the choice now, do they knock out the bot? And if they knock out the bot, does that give the kill to the yellow player to take out the bot? Or to someone else? It's so hard to know like what's the right play here, because if Pete weakens themselves too much, they die, but if they don't get a bonus, they just fall behind. Right now, Pete's only 5 troops behind, or a couple troops behind like the black player, but black player's expansion is only going to continue to grow over time, right? This is a very, very dangerous situation, and white is not making it easier. People recognize that Pete owns North America. There is nothing that they can do because Pete can just outproduce them. So again, Pete's left to another critical moment. Should he take out the bot? He can't kill the bot. He doesn't have enough troops. He could potentially, if he placed all of his troops down there, have gone for it. If he kind of spread out a little bit more, but he can't protect the bot having enough troops. But I think he makes a really nice move here. He decides to fortify his position in North America and go all in on it, because it's no longer worth it to be just taking them out. And he also has another set on 3. Very lucky. This is very good, but this is such a tense situation. You can see the expression on Pete's face right now as he's just looking at this board, wondering what he can do, and oh my god, this is so lucky. The bot did not place in North America. Pete's game could have been an entirely different trajectory if the bot did not. If the bot placed all in there, because it could have been almost impossible to get cards. And ooh, orange goes bad neighbor. But again, because black was only having a very light guard, they're still doing fine. They're still leading in troops. They're still in a very safe spot. They have a guaranteed hold on South America. They can just take their time. I would consider moving their 12 over, probably to the 9, to avoid the bot hitting it. Poof. This black player is so good, man. Freaking killing it right now. I love it. And now white is being all up in the yellow player's face. Yellow could potentially die. And now what Pete is doing is he's trying to offer the white player a chance to escape. And he's almost daring white, yeah, if you come into here, I'm going to make your life a living hell. So if I'm white, I should be potentially considering leaving right now, or at least attacking into Alaska. I also have to wonder though, like, should white potentially go into the bonus themselves? Because they go before Pete. They just make a couple attacks and stack all in Alaska. They can both guard Pete and prevent Pete from taking the bonus. Because if Pete were to self-destruct on white, like, Pete only gets 5th in a bounty. White could even potentially card block Pete and force a stack hit. And white can, like, in card trade. I feel like this is the move for white. I trade in, I attack, and I stack all on Alaska, and I just kind of dare Pete. What do you do about this, my good sir? But white, does he go in? Or does white try to get out? Instead, white just takes a card again. They just take a card again. They're not doing much. And now Pete decides to finally go in the pocket and take him out. And you notice because white has a 7 there, the effective stack size of Pete is around 58, 59 troops. No one has a stack available. The orange player right here is trapped. And because the orange player is trapped, no one can do anything. Yellow also makes a very cute move where they block White from getting hard. Look at Pete. He's so fucking happy right now just laughing at this shit. That was a cute move, but I think because White missed their opportunity to go into North America, it's going to put Pete in a dominating spot. And what's White going to do, right? Both Yellow and White are just kind of trading in Europe. All players are being so safe. All players are trying to push this position forward, trying to do something for an edge. But as this game keeps progressing, Black is going to keep on pulling ahead. The only thing they have to worry about is the bot and the fact that they have to expend a little more troops to keep getting cards for themselves. I would almost consider even card skipping on this move because of how expensive it can be for a card. Oh my god. Somebody give this Black player a medal. This guy is like the ultimate Giga Chat right here. And White has a very, very bad trade-in, unfortunately. And now he's going to be losing even more troops. So he just takes one card as he can, and then Pete takes him out. Yep, Pete has done it. He has fought long and hard dealing with the bot, but now Pete owns North America. And now we're in an interesting spot as the bot gets to about 38 troops. Should the Black player potentially eliminate the green bot? The Black player would have enough troops. However, they would lose about 30 troops on average and gain 10 back on a set trade-in, putting them on about 59, 60 troops, which is about equal with White and Yellow. I'm wondering if that could be like the right trade, but at the same time, if he holds, it can also be worth it. You can also wait for the green bot to get one more point. You have to remember, bonuses and bounties really do matter, and also helps open you up from now on to get more cards as Pete continues expanding outwards in North America. He's going to keep getting cards. The Giga Chat spot for him is right here on Siberia. If Pete can hold Siberia, 1 point hold, like the ultimate North American blizzards right here, right? The greatest North American blizzards ever, and Pete will own them. But now Black, I think, has the critical move of the game for them. Do they try to kill the green bot here, lose about 30, 35 troops, but then get a lot of additional card trade-ins? Or do they wait? And it looks like the way that they're placing, they're choosing to wait. They are choosing to be safe right now. Because for someone like Yellow or White who are in a really bad spot, if they see an opportunity to potentially kill Black and get 4th and a bounty, which is better than maybe like 5th or 6th, but Black chooses not to go for the attack here. Honestly, I think that is a good play. It's a tough move because you're worried about like White or Yellow potentially taking you out, so you're just deciding to wait a little bit instead. I get that. Pete, though, they're just going to keep on taking cards. They're going to keep on waiting. Asylum is guarding him right now. Like, I don't understand why Asylum is guarding him. It is not in any player's benefit to allow Pete to begin getting all these cards like that. I mean, like, Pete will take it. I would take it. And the bot trades in. Only a 4 set, though. So now the question comes, as this game stabilizes, how do you advance the game here? What is the next point that moves this game along? Because right now people are running out of cards, and the only thing left to do is to start hitting the bot. And Black does it, right? He's moving out. It's forcing people to really run out of spots to trade cards. This board's getting so cramped. But Pete has those cards. Pete can trade with Yellow forever right now. Like, what the hell can Pete, or can anyone do to Pete? Like, in this position, while Pete's behind right now, he can totally win. White also could potentially kill Yellow. But again, like, he just has to wait. Like, if I'm Pete, I just keep taking one card and passing. He's doing everything that he needs to be doing right now. So I'm speeding up this game now to 2 times because we've gotten to the point now where the initial moves of this game have occurred. And now we get to the point where risk starts getting really beautiful. We start asking ourselves, what can potentially break this stalemate? And Orange, he does it. He's starting to roll down Pete. And I think this is what is a beautiful move. The Orange player, as the Australian Turtle, knows that Pete can out-expand and pass him. So what Pete's trying to do is he's trying to roll down Pete, and look at Pete's expression. He's so nervous. He's so worried. This is such a beautiful move by the orange player right now to dramatically weaken them. And now he waits till the very end, goes back right on time. Pete's down to 58 troops. Pete's almost like the weakest player on this board. Now does the black player go in and also smack Pete? This would be potentially and also a really good move right now. The tension is so high. Black, do you do it? Do you smack Pete? And yes, that was a great roll, losing 1 out of 6. And he's going to smack Pete again. Holy shit. Holy shit. He smacks Pete. Look at the expression on his face. He's so worried right now. And Black Stack is just right there. Black Stack is right there. He can just kill Pete on the next move. And then Pete can't do anything. Pete can't even get a card. But since Black did not fortify back in time, first mistake I've seen Black made all the game, White could not go back in and attack. Pete is card skipping because he's just trying to stay alive using his extra troop bonus. I feel like if Black went back, White would have gone in and attacked Pete as well. And it would have just been game over because the board would have ganged up and knocked Pete out. But where there's a will, there's a way. Sometimes things happen for a reason, and destiny has smiled on Pete. But now there's orange. Does he keep going in to attack Pete again? I think he missed the roll here. I think orange on 93 troops could have killed Pete, got a really good roll, but on 50 troops, could have potentially put himself in a good spot, moving into North America instead. Because Black never moved back, and now because Black is trapped right here, right? Because White's here and orange is here, something incredible freaking happens. Black, instead of killing Pete, is now guarding Pete. And I'm just shocked by this. I just feel like this is such a huge mistake right now. I feel like what Black should have done is like continued rolling Pete down and then having orange come up and keep attacking. And if Black was just here instead to allow the pathways, orange would keep attacking, White attacks like a little bit. You have a 3-way gang up on Pete, and Pete dies. It's the kill Pete strategy, legitimately. But I guess instead, Black players decided, let me have a nice free trading card zone with you, and let's get strong together, man. And Pete's like, let's just be the biggest homie ever. And yeah, these people are being the biggest homies ever right now. Absolutely ridiculous. Pete only on 60 true troops is surviving. Black is doubling Pete in troops, but as long as Pete holds North America, he has his win condition. This is incredible. This is absolutely freaking incredible. And this is when I feel like a lot of people were coming into the game. And I want to talk about this moment. Let me speed ahead a tiny bit to the next part. So I'm speeding up about 8 minutes into this game. And you notice you start getting these huge reactions on screen. Pete's setup was not as advanced as it is now. Because you notice his camera is not as clean, the mic's not as good as before, because he was just doing this as a hobby and doing one video per day. But his personality here is just shining, because you notice how much he's smiling. He said at this point there was 58 people watching him right now, which was huge for Risk. We never had anyone like this before. Risk was just was not as big at the time. As you also notice that White is guarding Black as Black moved back. There's not really much happening in this game right now. But Pete, man, he just got so freaking happy as he started getting these bits donations. He starts getting these subscribers. He gets these huge amount of viewers. You just see so much elation and happiness. A professional player loving his game, loving his life, loving everything that he is doing in this world as these donations just pour in. I'll be honest, at the end of this stream, 100 people were watching. 100 people were watching this game. Just something about this just gravitated. Pete's personality just shone. It was so authentic, so real. It just captivated every moment of yourself and made you want more of the Kill Pete strategy. What was also amazing about this video was the story that it unlocked. You were able to watch Pete throughout the entirety of his tournament life. His first most video with 2.4 million views as of the date of this video was this video here. His next one of his other videos, round 2 of the same tournament. Several 100,000 people watched his round 2 video because round 1 was so entertaining. All of his entire tournament series here had hundreds of thousands of views. This video went viral because of the potential of someone watching this entire playlist of a tournament of 10 hours and giving YouTube hours upon hours of watch time. That's what made this video so crazy. And Pete was so happy and lucky enough to share with me that 20% of people of the 2.4 million freaking watched this to the end as the bits donations freaking pour in right now. Pete's just literally sitting in goddamn Siberia now. He's not even moving back. He just doesn't care. He just wants to card trade. He doesn't even care if he gets blocked. He's just card trading in the corner. People are watching this story, wondering what the hell is going to happen. When does someone roll this bot down? How this game's going to advance? Because this is just a pure stalemate game for the longest period of time. But you were on the edge of your seat because Pete was the one playing. Pete was the one doing all of this. And it was the most exciting thing ever watching this. And look at this, you're getting all these hosts. You're getting all of these follows. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is when Pete's stream was just popping off right now. I wasn't lying with this, people. This was just the most amazing moment when we saw this happen. Look at this. Pete, when he was almost dead, is now on 157 troops. This is absolutely beautiful right now to just be seeing all of this. But now I think y'all must be watching as you keep seeing all these loud donations and things come into play. How does this game advance? So moving forward about 10 minutes, you notice Asylum, the yellow player, he's now aggressively attacking the green player, giving the green bot more cards. But if I'm looking at the white player or yellow player, I almost wonder in Asylum's case, like, you can't do much. Eventually, Pete can just get so strong that he can eliminate Asylum for the bounty, then take out someone else. We're also getting close to the point where the yellow player also being super strong, the orange player also getting super strong, could also take out the yellow player here. But in the game when everyone's playing really well, the game just stalemates a bit. Pete got his win condition, but like he just now has to wait. And this is what happens. Yellow, I think, does a bad move. He tries to block off the orange player, and I think this was a mistake. When you're the weakest player, you're just sacrificing yourself here. Orange is just going to kill yellow, or maybe just roll him down. Like, yellow cannot deal with this. This is way too dangerous. He's just going to die. I would just kill yellow here. Just kill them. But no, he waits. He waits. He's going to let Asylum trade in. But with yellow just on freaking 100 troops, like, does someone kill him? Someone like black can just kill yellow and then kill green and get bounties. Be actually being 12 points, which is not actually a very bad game. But black, he smacks yellow down and kills them. Oh my god, black just used up their entire extra position of points. They're on 163 points right now, 163. And they are killing green. Oh my god, this black player is so good. He only made one mistake this game, not fortifying back from Pete. But black is going in, eliminating the bot from this game. Holy fucking shit. And black trades in again. He's on 107 troops. This game can end right now, ladies and gentlemen. All white has to do is kill black, and they can get a third and a bounty, which is honestly a very good game. That's 11 points right there. But instead, ladies and gentlemen, white just breaks. White's allowing this game to stabilize, and instead of the game ending right away, what can happen here is we might get into a 4-player stalemate scenario, or we're in what we call the Australian trap, where one player, Pete, is on Siberia holding North America. One player is on the Ukraine, the white player, holding onto Europe. And one player is on the Middle East, black, holding onto Africa and South America. So orange, recognizing this, decides to attack white, trying to weaken them. Because orange, in this position, they're just going to lose. They will die if they don't do anything here. But everyone's playing for the win. They're not playing for third place in a bounty. They are just going for it. Because if orange were to kill out black, it would just kind of end the game right there. And the white player, they're trying to stabilize. They're trying to take the bonus and have them both grow strong and outproduce orange. If I'm orange, I'm trying to figure out how to break this. But instead, Pete goes in and breaks. He wants to end this game. He just said, we're not going to stabilize. But all this does is puts the pressure on orange to attack instead. Instead, orange attacks Pete here. This doesn't make sense. Why attack Pete? You're not going to kill Pete. What orange should have done here instead, I think, is put pressure on black or someone, right? If I'm orange, I take my whole stack and I place it right freaking here in Egypt. And I tell black, what the hell are you going to do about it? And I try to dare the black player to go into Australia. Because right now, orange is stuck in the Australian trap. They cannot do anything, and they are going to die unless someone else does something here. We're over an hour into this game. These players have been playing for such a long time, and they are obviously probably a little stressed, a little tired, but every move matters. Sometimes you have to give up your content and know when to move. And yeah, orange, by not making the decisive move to attack when they're at their strongest against one of the weaker players, has now set themselves up in a checkmate scenario where white, black, and red will just trade cards in perpetuity until someone, probably Pete, will have so many troops that they can just eliminate orange going to the 3-player scenario. And then at which point Pete might be in trouble because white and black have a better alliance, but that's just so theoretical. It's so much down the line, and just creates a question of, well, what happens in this game? What breaks it? And we see that here at this point, because after a while, when the other players gain a lot of points, we see this here. The black player, are they going to go for the orange player kill? Are they just trying to blitz? No, they just take some hits here. So like black's now putting pressure, telling other players, hey guys, let's hit the orange player. Let's weaken them really freaking hard right now. And is Pete also going to roll them down? Like if I'm Pete, I would probably say yes. But instead, Pete's just going back. Like black's doing so many good moves this game. I think black's been playing this game the best. But the strong players need to gang up on the weak player. Because orange waited too long to do something, they're now behind all the other players and troops. Look, black is still trying to roll them down. If I'm black here, because I'm already on 2 bounties, I could consider just killing the orange player here and then just go for 3 bounties and 3rd place, which is honestly an excellent score. Because with how weakened black is playing themselves, they risk someone else attacking them. But now Pete's giving it some solidarity. Pete is going for the attack on the orange player. Pete is trying to weaken them too. Oh, orange, you were stuck in the Australian trap and you failed to get out, my good sir, because you did not move yourself into Africa when you had the chance. There's nothing that they can do except keep trading. And now what does black do? He's keeping on slamming. He's keeping trying on slamming, hoping that someone takes them out. Like if I'm orange, I have to recognize here that I'm in a checkmate scenario, and I think I have to try to go for the hit. With attacker's advantage, I actually have a good chance of taking out the black player here. Because you have a 100% roll, and you probably gain like 20 troops with how big the sets are, and you can possibly do something. Because the longer you wait, the longer that you're going to be dying, my good sir. Look at that. Now orange can't even go for the kill. He waited too long. Now orange is setting themselves up to die. I just don't think there's anything orange can do at this point, and it's such a shame. This game has come to the end, ladies and gentlemen. This was a movie. This was a marathon. This was a viral video. This is what set off the content creator revolution. As black goes for the kill on orange, they are going to be taking 3rd place and 3 bounties. Honestly, black played such an incredible game. I freaking loved what they did this game. And Pete is going to have the white player take out the black player, and then Pete's going to win this game. White just takes 2nd and a bounty here as long as they kill the black player correctly. And let's see. Okay, they killed, but there's a 3 in Argentina. But he doesn't leave enough troops. He had to leave like 20, 25. He did not leave enough troops. Oh, that's such a huge mistake. Oh my god, and he's slider blitz mistaked. Oh my god. Oh my god, Pete's going to be able to get both kills. Oh, that was such a huge mistake. And white locks his stack in. And Pete's trying to defend it, but Pete has the entire stack. Pete overcame the bot. He overcame everything. He overcame all the odds and made a most amazing game for all of us here, ladies and gentlemen. This was beautiful, and he gives black 2nd place, who played the most beautiful, incredible game. Black takes second and 3 bounties. Pete gets first and 2 bounties. And ladies and gentlemen, this was just the most beautiful game. Thank you so much for watching this. Here's to another year of Tutor Tuesday. But this is now OliveXC, signing off.